What's up, YouTube? Today's topic, I'm gonna talk about fasting, spiritual symptoms, also time speeding up, and how shitty people are, pretty much, or how shitty most people are. Not everyone, but most people. At least the people I come across with. But let's get to it, right? So, um, when it comes to fasting, right? So I'm learning about fasting from YouTubers and stuff. I'm trying to learn more about fasting, and like I've noticed that I feel like fasting, it could really benefit you in this timeline we're in, because time is speeding up very rapidly, and time is just speeding up so fast. Like this is extremely fast, right? And like you can't like literally like you can only focus on one thing. Like I can't explain it, because like this life, I mean, not this, yeah, I guess it's life, but this timeline we're living in, it feels like a dream, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. We're living it in a dream. It feels like a dream, because like everything happens so fast. So I feel like if you're gonna participate or try out in intermediate, I can't say intermediate fasting, or just fasting, just not eating food, pretty much. Some people do dry fasting. Dry fasting means not drinking water. Some people try juicing, which means not eating food, but just putting fruits and vegetables in a blender and drinking it here and there. But I feel like in this timeline, it's a lot easier to fast, because like I said before, everything happens so fast. So when you're intermediate fasting, um, like 5 days is gonna feel like one full day. Like in like if we were in like the early 1990s or just the early 2000s, um, uh, one day back in 2002 or the late 1990s will feel like um, no wait no 5 days in 2002 and in the late 1990s will feel like one day in here, if that makes sense. Basically, what I'm trying, I'm kind of, basically what I'm trying to say is that like a week, 2 weeks, multiple days, that shit goes by extremely fast, right? Extremely fucking fast. So basically, try it out. But one of the things that sucks about fasting though is that, like I said, like you gotta program your you're pretty much reprogramming your body. And I learned this from Inofe. Shout out to Inofe. He talks about like you have to reprogram your body, like you have to reprogram your emotional body, pretty much. And how to do that, and like what Inofe mentioned, you got to do full body stretches. You got to do yoga, because when you're doing yoga and full body stretches, you're releasing blockages in your body. So check out Inofe. He talks about yoga a lot. He talks about fasting, and he really knows what he's talking about. But anyways, um, but I've noticed whenever I'm like studying or I'm trying to focus on myself, like I have extremely fast heartbeats. I'll have like rapid, just I feel like my body is in such a fight or flight response. It's been going on this whole week. I'm not sure it's because of the Mercury retrograde. So I think we have Mars in retrograde, and then we have Mercury in retrograde, and then I don't know, but like we have a lot of planets that are fucking up astrologically. So like just everything's chaotic. So like I know for sure we are in the Mercury retrograde, but something has to do with like Mars and shit. So there's a lot of Mars energy, and so now and I think we're gonna have a full moon coming up in a couple of days as well. So pretty much everyone, it seems like everyone seems agitated, everyone seems to be crying out or purging out their traumas, their pains, and just it's not easy going through Mercury retrogrades, because all of your pains come to the surface, and then like your nervous system overstimulates, and it's just all fucking bad, right? People, and like I said, people are more argumentative, and just people are just fucking weird, man. But and most people, they don't study spirituality, they don't study astrology, you know, and like a lot of people don't know about this shit. So people just feel like it's cool to lash out at other people. Like a lot of people don't know how to regulate their emotions. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. I don't know how to regulate my emotions as much, but at least I have an awareness. A lot of people that I come across with, they seem to not have an awareness of how to regulate their emotions. So therefore, they think it's okay to lash out at people or to give people an attitude problem or just act disrespectful, you know. And this shit gets annoying. Like I'm to the point now where like when someone's disrespecting me, this and that, I'll just walk off. I'll just you know, like I said, I'll just get away from them, or I'll just laugh it off, or I'll just ignore them because I'm above them, you know. And people try to, and I've always done this too, where people try to lash out, people try to like disrespect me, this and that. Me usually I'll just ignore them, and I'll just laugh it off, you know. And I feel like that's the good way to go about it because you're showing that person that they're immature, and with you, you're showing that you're a lot more emotionally stronger. Just the fact that you're able to walk away, and just the fact that you're not able to let it bother you, and that you're able to focus on yourself, and you look at it as a fucking joke, right? Because it is a joke, you know. But yeah, man. So I've been fasting for like about 2 or 3 days, and I do feel changes in my body. But like I'm getting some headaches, so I'm trying to stay hydrated. It is a hard adjustment, but like shout out to Enofe. Like I said, you got to do a lot of stretches. You got to do a lot of yoga. Try meditation, and then while fasting. But like if you feel like you can't fast for like a week straight, then go slowly so you can build your body up. So like fast for 1 day, then eat, or fast for 2 days, then eat. You know, like break your fast. You know, and then start off slowly. Try to eat. If you usually eat like 3 times a day, try to switch it to eating 2 times a day, and then eventually switch it to eating 1 times a day. Then eventually eat every 2 days. You know, don't eat for 2 days and eat then next following day. You know, so you got to build your body up. You know, but I know this video is all over the place, but just um it's just crazy because like lately I've been experiencing a lot of like I've been feeling extremely like it's weird because like it's like I feel like my mind is is having more control over my body, but the thing is my body can't keep up with my mind. So like I'll notice and I'll feel my body feeling extremely like shaky, like I have a lot of adrenaline, and like and I'm not taking any caffeine or like any drinks like that. I'm literally fasting and drinking water. So I'm not sure if it's because of fasting that my body is like overreacting, or my body's overstimulating. I gotta do some research and I gotta ask like for help. But like I'll be in public situations, right? And I feel like my fight or flight response is acting up. So like I'll be very shaky, and I'll be very anxious. I'll be very just just like either ready to fight or flight, you know. But like my mind can't control it. Yes, my mind can control it, but like my body can't control itself. So it's like like what I mean by that is like I'll feel extremely overwhelmed, right? Like I have rapid heartbeats. I'll feel extremely shaky, right? And like the average person, I feel like they'll just go crazy, or like they'll either fight or flight or just. But with me, like I'm aware of what I'm feeling. I'm aware of what my body is experiencing. So like I'll just try to calm my body down, but still my body can't calm down like that. So who knows? Maybe I don't have control over my body, but I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, so I'm not sure if like the reason why I'm feeling very anxious now is either because of the Mercury retrograde and the upcoming full moon. Because I've heard the Mercury retrograde, because there's other things that are going on with the planets too, but I forgot what's it called, and I forgot what's going on. But like it's not just a Mercury retrograde. There's multiple planets that are in alignment, which will cause a lot of people to release their pains, release their anger, and release their traumas, or their traumas and pains and angers is coming to the surface. So a lot of people are becoming more combative. A lot of people are becoming more agitated and angry, you know. And I've noticed this. I'll come across a lot of people and they'll give me like attitude problem, or like they'll just act passive aggressive, or they're just being disrespectful, you know. And I've researched and I've checked up on social media, and like yes, there are people who are there are people in the spiritual community who mentions that like yes, we are in the Mercury retrogrades, and usually they'll tell me signs and on or like they'll give me information on how to prepare for this Mercury retrograde, and what they'll say is the symptoms or like how people will react to this Mercury retrograde, and it's so accurate. Like this spiritual person, she mentioned that like during the Mercury retrograde that we're having right now, a lot of people are going to become more agitated. A lot of people are going to become more this is more angry. They're gonna be less patient. They're gonna be very impatient. They're gonna be very disrespectful and combative, and like and I can see it. And when they mentioned that, I'm like, oh, okay, and they gave us, and for their advice, they told us to not worry about it, not take it personal. Just if people are being combative towards you, just walk away. Don't give them the time of day because it's a Mercury retrograde, and then once it's over, they'll come back to their senses. Now obviously, I'm not saying if people are constantly like threatening you or disrespecting you to walk away. If it gets too bad, yes, put them in their place, put them in check, defend yourself, or ask people to defend you, like authority figures or something. But it's just crazy. Like it's crazy how like these fucking planets, these astrological planets, they have such a huge influence on the human body. This is why, in my opinion, I feel like we really don't have free will like that. Human beings don't have free will because I think Faye mentioned this too. He mentioned that like we don't have control with their emotional bodies. I mean, we can have control of it, but like we can't because of all the foods we're eating, all the toxins, like all the chemtrails, all like the chemicals in the food. It's we're just exposed to so much as humans. We're exposed to fluoride. We're exposed to like all the chemicals, like just in the air, and like I said, in the food we eat. So like, and we've been exposed for those types of chemicals for so long. And it's just insane. What was I gonna say? I was about to say something else, but oh yeah, but like I said, I feel like we don't have free will because, like Faye mentioned, the human body has a nervous system, and with the nervous system, you're going to feel pain, and you're going to feel hungry, and you're going to feel that fight or flight response. Everything deals with the nervous system, and I feel like the Mercury retrograde. What I've learned from someone, I forgot who I got it from, but she mentioned that like Mercury retrogrades, it rules the nervous system. It controls a nervous system. So when you've experienced past traumas, past pains that you haven't healed from, once these Mercury retrogrades hit, especially when it hits certain planets that you have a lot of placements on, like for example, if you have a lot of Scorpio energy, let's just say in astrology, like it's going to be the full moon in Scorpio, or like just something that has to do with Mars, or like Scorpio energy, right? Where Scorpio energy is heavily influenced, right? Or either Scorpio or Aries, because Aries deals with like war, fighting and shit like that, right? It's very violent. So I hope I'm making sense. I know I'm all over the place, but when it's Mercury retrograde, right? When it hits certain planets, then depending on your placements, if your placements are in alignment, all these traumas and pains is going to come to the surface. So therefore, it's pretty much gonna overstimulate your nervous system. So you're gonna feel like you're gonna have a lot of rapid heartbeats. You're gonna feel extremely anxious. You're gonna feel extremely agitated, and you feel like you can't regulate your emotions. And that's what a Mercury retrograde is, pretty much. I think it should end in a couple weeks, but then this bullshit realm we're living in, there's always a post Mercury retrograde shadow. Like there's always fucking Mercury retrogrades. Like, and what I've noticed about the human experience is that like no matter what, human beings are always going to experience pain, right? And trauma. But yeah, and then we gotta heal from the pain and trauma, and then we gotta overcome it. But then it's another cycle, so it's non-stop. So like this is why when you overcome something, there's more bullshit be thrown at our. When you overcome something like traumatic experiences and painful experiences, when you're able to purge all that shit out and you're able to heal your body, I feel like I feel like there's more bullshit that's going to come your way, which will cause more trauma, more painful experiences. This is why some people experience generational curses because they're experiencing their ancestral bloodlines pain and trauma. So not only are you healing your own trauma and pain, but you also healing your ancestral bloodlines as well. And then it comes to my, and it makes me wonder why, like, and not only that, but like a lot of human beings out here, they're very traumatized and they're not healed. It's very popular in the spiritual community or in these spiritual channels where people always talk about healing, but like people have been talking about healing the human body since 2016 or 2017. This is ongoing. Your people talk about like twin flame experiences, right? All the twin flame experiences, the twin flame separations, it all deals with trauma and pain, because the reason why the twin flames separate is so they can heal their traumas and pain and so they can work through it. Some twin flames experience a reunion, but even then they still got to experience trauma and pain. So like it makes me wonder, like I feel like part of the human experience is just basically experiencing trauma and pain and overcoming it, then experiencing more trauma and pain. And I feel like human beings, as the human experience, I feel like we don't have free will like that. There's so much bullshit that goes on. I fucking hate it. But because you got to do so much just to heal the nervous system. You got to do yoga stretches. You got to meditate. You got to eat healthy. And you got to purge out. You got to cry out everything. Even therapy work where you got to heal you, or you got to help regulate your nervous system. Just all this shit, right? Like you got to sacrifice and take time out of your day just to do all that, just so you can heal the human body. And this is why it sucks being a fucking human, because like the human body will always be in so much pain. And like Faye mentioned, human beings have a nervous system, so we're always gonna feel pain and shit, right? So it makes sense that we don't really have free will like that. I feel like this human experience is rigged sometimes, because there's so much bullshit you got to go through, man. So much trauma you got to heal, so much pain. You got to heal your nervous system. It's just crazy, man. But yeah, man. But like I said, fasting. When it comes to fasting, when it comes to like not eating food, I feel like that's very challenging. It's very hard because it's mentally. It is a good thing. I feel like it'll make you extremely mentally stronger, because if you're able to fast, that's discipline. It takes discipline to fast. So like if you're able to sustain yourself from food and even water, so some people do water too. Like those are the like basic human needs, and if you're able to like not consume those willingly, then in my opinion that's good discipline. Um, it'll make you extremely mentally strong, but it's an adjustment, I think. So like I said, I'm not sure if I'm experiencing spiritual overstimulations from these mercury retrogrades, or it could be because I'm fasting and like my body is like pretty much detoxing. What's the word? My body is what's the word? I forgot what to call it. Like when people, oh yeah. So I feel like my body is experiencing I feel like my body is experiencing withdrawing symptoms from these foods, from all these chemicals, and like I'm just having headaches. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm having rapid heartbeats, and it's just like I'm not sure it's because I'm fasting or because of the mercury retrogrades or just these spiritual energies intensifying, or I could be experiencing a soul tie. I could be experiencing my past soulmates energy, like such as I could be experiencing my twin flames energy, which is quite common. But just it's crazy, man. Like whenever, like I've noticed, like whenever I try to focus on myself, like reading a book or studying on my laptop, I've noticed like my nervous system would overstimulate. I would get headaches. I feel like agitated, or I feel extremely impatient, or like I'll have like, but it's my nervous system, man. Like I can't explain it. Or like I said, I have faster heartbeats, man. But yeah, but it's just crazy how time is just speeding up, man. Like it's hard for me to keep up from the day-to-day schedules. Like I really got to set a strict schedule. Like I'm literally setting up alarms on the weekend so I can wake up at a certain time, because if I were just to sleep without setting up an alarm on the weekends, I'm pretty much slept through the whole day. And I've experienced that so much, and it's just crazy how this time is just really speeding up, man. Like we ain't got time to do shit. Like I haven't eaten like 3 days, but these past 2 weeks, I'm only eating like one times a day. That's it. But it doesn't feel like days have gone by. It doesn't feel like a week has gone by because time is speeding up so fast. Like the calendar is gonna say, okay, 5 days, 5 days went by fast. Why am I stumbling on my words? Basically, what I'm saying is that like, let's say 5 days have passed, right? And I've only eaten like once or twice, right? But like for me, it doesn't it doesn't even feel like 5 days have passed. It honestly it feels like one day, one full day, or like one half day. But in the calendar it says 5 days passed, and it doesn't even feel like that because I don't have a desire to eat. But yet 5 days have passed. I'm just like, and not only that, but when I do eat, it's gonna take up so much time. You know, I don't know. It's just fucking insane how like just time is speeding up. Just all this weird bullshit, man. Life is strange, man. This realm, this 3D realm is very strange. It's so corrupt. It's just fucking. It's just annoying. Like it's, yes, it's evil, corrupt, and bullshit, this and that. But I feel like it's just annoying, bro. Like, why do we gotta experience so much dumb shit, man? I don't know. Supposedly we're gonna have a food shortage, so in the near future. So I feel like it's a good way to prepare to fast. But I think fasting is a good life skill in general because you never know. Because you'll never know where you're putting in a life situation to where like you're not able to eat for a certain amount of days or a certain amount of weeks, And if you're able to train your body right now, I feel like it will make you more prepared and it will definitely make you more mentally stronger as well. But like I said, I feel like if people are gonna fast, make sure you ask people who have experience with it or ask for like a professional doctor, because like me, I feel like I'm experiencing withdrawal symptoms from like all the chemicals, all the addictions from these GMO foods and shit. But again, I could be wrong, or I could also be experiencing my twin flames energy, or I could also be experiencing a lot of spiritual symptoms to where like I'm ascending to a higher vibration. A lot of people experience that as well. So when you're um ascending to a higher vibration, usually you're gonna experience a lot of rapid heartbeats. You're gonna feel overwhelmed. You're gonna feel lightheaded. You're gonna experience headaches, and that's the indicator that you're vibrating high. Not all the time, but sometimes. But it could be any reasons why, but I'll definitely get it checked up. But who knows, man? But I know it's a random video, but it is what it is. Just if you're watching this video, just know that like you're not going crazy. Time is speeding up extremely fast, and it is insane. And if you are feeling agitated, if you feel kind of angry, or like if you feel kind of like overstimulated, if you feel kind of like anxious, it's because it's Mercury retrograde, and we're gonna have a full moon coming up in a couple of days. And usually with full moons, again, they overstimulate your nervous system, and all your pains and traumas, it will come to the surface. It could be anger, it could be sadness, it could be anything. Like me, like I like for the past couple weeks, like I was crying out, I was purging, I was releasing a lot of anger. You can even check out my past videos where like I was extremely angry, I was extremely mad and angry. And usually when I make YouTube videos of me just being mad, I'm also trying to release my anger. So like, don't take it personal when I seem angry making videos. Yes, I am talking about dumbass people who've harmed me, but I'm also trying to purposely release my anger. And by making YouTube videos, for me, in my opinion, I feel like it helps that a lot. So don't try to take my videos personally. I'm just releasing a lot of baggage and shit. But yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, man. Have a good one. Peace.